I hope you are all doing good today. It is currently Wednesday and it is Valborg today. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is, but it's basically a Swedish holiday tradition thing. So that's kind of cool. Which means I am gonna end the stream a little bit earlier today, because I do have some plans with some mates of mine. But we're still gonna be live for quite a few hours, so should be good. First one in today, none other than gamedev. Hope you're doing good. We also have Nikit and Conrad. Hope you're all having a good day so far. Yesterday I did a bit of work, not much specifically in game. However, I did sort out some new screenshots for Steam, which I think turned out pretty good. So we got some new screenshots with the extra details that we did. Also, something I did differently now is that in most of these rooms I actually fixed the light just to make all of the screenshots a little bit brighter, because I think arguably my screenshots were a bit too dark before. Also, took this screenshot to kind of show some potential ideas for future puzzles in the game. I think I'm gonna do more of these kind of, I don't know what to call them, but like minigame puzzles or whatever, where we actually switch the scene into like in this case we like zoom in on the box here. Like even like the safe, you know, in the Jam version, I think is a good example of this. Screenshots, safe. So here, I did this little thing, right? Basically I don't know, I did kind of like an overlay to show that we zoomed in on this. However, I think it's gonna look cooler if we actually just make a new scene with only a numpad, so we can do it a bit like higher definition and stuff, or higher resolution, technically speaking. I think it could be kinda cool. So for some of this stuff, like doing new little scenes for it, or whatever. Not new scenes, you know what I mean. I mean stuff like this. So as in like you don't see the entire room. Also gives a bit more variety, which I think is good in like how the game looks. Exactly, Conrad. If anyone hasn't, please remember to go and hit that wishlist button. You can't do it here because I'm logged in on my developer account. But go to Steam and wishlist Shadow Gloom. It would mean a lot to us. Thank you very much, Conrad. Appreciate ya. I'm hoping to get a new playtest build out today. That is kind of my plan. We don't have that much stuff I want to fix, but a few things. Otherwise, I think we're gonna do a patch now, not like a full feature update, but I want to get this new stuff out relatively early. So hoping to get that out today. That's pretty much the plan. What's up, Pippa Poopy? What is Valborg? Well, apparently it's called fucking Walpurgis Night. I've never heard this, but it is the night of the bonfire in Sweden. I do think they celebrate this in Finland as well, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know about the other Scandinavian countries, but I'm pretty sure Finland celebrates it too. Yeah, the night of the bonfire, once believed to scare off witches and spirits, now mostly an excuse to sing, cheer, and burn last year's garden trimmings. This is not entirely true. I think it's mainly... they should definitely add the excuse to drink, get a bit fucked up with your mates, because I think that's the most common one, but anyway, yeah, that is Walpurgis Night, or Valborg, as we like to call it. So usually what happens is that people put out these massive bonfires and stuff. Nice, happy Valborg then. Thank you very much, Pippa Poopy. Appreciate ya. Yeah, so plan is I'm gonna go celebrate it with a few of my mates this evening, but it will be a bit later, so I think we should be able to be live for, I don't know, like 4 or 5 hours or something, so we should be able to get quite a bit of work done. Maybe even a bit longer, maybe around 4 to 6 hours, something like that. We'll see. We'll take it a bit as... well, we'll see, is what I'm trying to say. So, what do we want to do? Update the credits. I have a little map bug, a animation bug. I found a few bugs yesterday, slightly annoying. I also need to fix the hitbox now for the back arrow, since we have changed that one quite a bit. Some map movement, someone mentioned, that could be pretty cool. We'll see whether we have time for it. I do want to get inspectable systems, but this is gonna be like a new feature, so I don't think we're gonna do that now. Might fix the item interaction one though. Yeah, I did some new paintings as well. Let's see if you guys can tell what they are. I think they look... I kinda like the frame, to be honest. I feel like this could look pretty cool in-game. Okay, so this one doesn't really matter. That's just random. Up to... Let's have a look. Can anyone tell what these paintings are? I think one is somewhat easy to tell if you know the reference. The other one is probably harder. I would be quite impressed if you guys get both here. That would actually be quite impressive. Notion user, huh? I am indeed. Do you use Notion as well, Conrad? Also, Mad Sharpie, you ain't gonna believe this. Believe what? I know of another software similar to Notion, Obsidian, right? I know quite a few people use Obsidian, which does seem pretty good as well. I wouldn't be opposed to trying it at some point, see if I prefer it. But so far I'm quite happy with Notion. Oh yeah, something else I can mention, in case anyone hasn't seen this. I did recently do a bit of a update on Discord as well. I basically made a pretty comprehensive list of basically all of the software, tools, assets, and like analytic websites I use for game development. But might as well share the stuff that I've found quite useful. So if anyone wants to check that out, feel free to join the Discord. It's in the Tools and Resources channel. And I did pin it as well, so it should be easy to find in the future too. I've opened my project for the first time since March and fixed the bug. Ooh, let's go, man. Exciting. I need some project management setup for Himmelmancer, but I'm notepad based for now. Interesting. I think Notion is worth it. To be fair, take it with a grain of salt, because I haven't tried a lot of other ones in terms of like productivity software or whatever. But I think Notion works quite well. I use it for a lot of stuff. So I use it for all of my game dev related stuff. Each game has its own little page here. So I have my game design document, all my update logs here, list of sound effects, my ideas, the localized descriptions for the Steam page, keep track of all my playtesters. I use it for quite a lot of stuff. And not only that, I also have a list of content creators I might reach out to. I literally started writing it today, to be honest, so there's like 4 in there. But yeah, start making a list of content creators that we might contact when we get further along with the game. I also use it quite a bit for YouTube, so I got like scripts and tag templates and that kind of stuff, so I can just copy paste whenever I need to. It's kind of useful. It's kind of useful. I like it. Then, of course, the dev board, like this. I think you call this a Kanban board. Probably the thing I like the most. The fact that I can keep track of all my tasks. Also have a backlog of everything that we're trying to sort out. Can categorize it. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Cannot guess any of the paintings. First one makes me think of a fishing deck. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I can kind of see it. I see what you mean. Yeah. I heard there's a hard limit that's easy to hit. X amount of characters or such. Do you mean on Notion? I have never had an issue with that. I have never hit a limit. And I've had quite long ones, I think. Steam research, this is probably quite long. Oh yeah, I also logged all of the time it took to make the jam version in here. 155.5 hours over 25 days. Yeah, it's not something you ever had any issue with. I've never hit any limits. Reach out to do what? Probably some promotion for Shrouded Gloom. Yeah, exactly. So it would be like when we get closer to release, or maybe when we have the demo out, potentially reaching out to certain content creators with like keys to the game, see if they want to play it. You know, it's basically, yeah, promotional stuff. Okay, it seems like no one is gonna guess the paintings. Interesting. I thought you guys might be able to catch one. I'm not gonna say it unless someone notices. I do think we're gonna put them in the game though, just for fun. So let's get to work. Let's get to work. Like I said, we do have a few things I want to get through today. Let's start off adding the paintings. We can have the rooms be slightly less undecorated. Even though I've mentioned this before, and I will mention it again, the rooms are still placeholders, but it's still nice to get a few extra things in there. I really need to clean up my art folder. I really do. I think I'm gonna do that first. This is getting way too messy. Let's do one folder for projects. Let me actually see what do I have in here. Should my folder not go to the top? There we go. A sprite, boom, you guys go in here. Editor icons, you can go in there. Icon? Oh, is this some old icon for... Yeah, I think that was for the desktop icon or whatever. I don't even need that one. I use this one now. Flashlight test, you can go in there. Blood transition, that's a project. Cover art, I don't want this stuff. This is way too messy. I only want the stuff that's actually in-game. Or might be in-game. Menu art, I don't even use that one. Every now and then you do have to do a little bit of organization, right? Furniture, this is an old one. I don't think I'm gonna use you. I think we can put you in here for now. Every room I need, logos, journals. This is also old stuff. Yeah, we're not gonna use any of those in-game. Let's put you in here. This was just some testing stuff. Let's remove those as well. GIMP project files, when I didn't have a sprites. Okay, it's at least a bit cleaner. How is it? These files, these meta files, are for Unity, right? I think these files are created for Unity to have like references or something. So I assume I can't remove these, right? But it does mess up the folder a lot. But can I... Maybe I can't remove them, maybe I can move them. Something to look into. Okay, that should be better though. They are needed? Yeah, I imagined. Yeah, now I get errors that we have a metadata file, but its asset is missing. That's a bit annoying. I suppose this is good though, because now I can see which ones I actually can remove. So that's kinda nice. Can you give me a vague tip? Is it a reference to different games/movies? Just narrowed down the guessing field. Yes, please, a tip. It will haunt my nights if I don't guess. Should I give you guys some tips? I can probably give you some tips. I think people are gonna figure it out. Because I might even do... I said I don't want to have too much text in the game, but specifically for paintings, I might do these like inspection toasts, so that it says something when you click on it, maybe. So at that point I'm probably gonna spoil it anyway. So, okay, let's say you are correct. It is a reference to other games. Not this. This is just random testing shit. This is for other games. That's why I can. That's as far as I'm gonna say now, and then we'll see whether or not you guys can pick it or figure it out. Let's do painting 0. Painting 1. Anything else I want to grab in here? Yeah, I thought it could look kind of cool if we made like glass shatter on the floor after you smash the window. Glass shatter, that's not the correct term. To shatter is a verb, isn't it? That's not a noun. I can't use that as a noun, can I? Say glass pieces. Shatter verb. Yeah, this is only a verb. What would you say? Glass pieces? Oh, shards of glass. Glass shards. Yeah. Glass shards. I need to up. Oh, I messed up here. I'm trying to grab this one without grabbing a bit of the window. That's an issue. Oh, so currently, do I? I think I changed the. I think the sprites for the crate changes after you hit it. That's gonna look a bit weird. Must be something for the file system in the engine to handle imports and such. Yeah, I think that's the case. Is the second one Animal Well? No. Faith the Unholy Trinity? No. Okay, so now we can see the gray here. I think this gray part is gonna turn white after I smash it. Yeah, it does. Okay. That's something that would be pretty nice to fix as well. But that means I actually need to move my stuff a little bit. This is the wrong one. Because I need to be able to grab this entire thing as a square, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's move this like 8 pixels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. That should be good. And we can grab that stuff. I'm still like in between 2 sprite sheets, so I use some stuff here and then I have the same sprites in another sheet that I use somewhere, and that's why this gets a little bit messy. Can I select multiple? No? Don't think I can. Boom, 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 boom. Let's rename this object crate 0. Object crate 1. Object crate, maybe inside. Those are the same as before, but let's at least grab this one for now. Object box inside. Is that one I also changed with the new gray style? This one I use, right? Yeah, but not these. I was thinking if I should make the vent thingies gray as well. Could do it at least for testing purposes. Oh, props. Oh, I should call this props instead. Just that's actually what I call it in game. Props vent 0. Props vent 1. I think props is a better name as well. It's like my art style with yours clashed together, by the way. Wait, which part? It's like my art style with yours clashed together. What specifically are you referring to? Castlevania? No. Damn, I didn't think this was gonna be that difficult. Interesting. Interesting. I thought you guys would catch this much quicker. No shame, by the way. I'm not shitting on you guys. I'm just interested. My expectations. This sounds so bad. I sound like a disappointed father. I'm not. Wait, I can do this to see all I've selected right now. Yeah, that should be all of them. I think that's fine. Let's apply this. And then what I would like to do, let's make sure that we close out of this one first. Now we're gonna take objects, and I'm actually gonna rename this into props. What genre? Nah, I've already given you guys tips. You've already had some hints. I think I'm good. I want to see how long it takes for someone to point it out. I'm a bit intrigued. I mean, I do suppose it's also very low resolution pixel art, so I kind of get that it can be hard to read. Like, obviously it's easy for me to read because I know exactly what I was thinking. I think one of them is difficult. I am gonna say that one of them is definitely more difficult. I think one of them, I think someone should be able to guess at some point. Can I guess CSGO? Nope. Positive I haven't played it, so... Maybe, maybe not. Probably don't know it. I think... I'm gonna say this. I think most people here are at least aware of the games, I would say. Whether you've played them or not is probably a different question, but I think most are aware of them. Terraria or Stardew Valley? No. I would say... I can give you guys one more hint. Well, I don't know all of the games. I don't know Faith and Holy Trinity. I suppose that is a game as well. But you guys, you are closer with Animal Well, Terraria and Stardew Valley, I think. At least there's some common denominator there. It's like a castle with water and sun behind the cloud. That's a pretty good read. This is indeed a castle. Or moon. Yep, this is a moon. It's a castle. Whoops. A moon. It's not water, actually. But the other stuff is correct. That is indeed a castle and a moon. Minecraft? No. This is interesting. This is kind of fun. I kind of enjoy this. Let's see. Props. Box. Inside, you have a new sprite. Because I want the grey part in there. Boom, like so. I think that's gonna look better. Yeah, I think that's better. Oh wait, do I need to... This is also a prefab, right? Overrides the box inside, in box. Yeah, so I need to apply this to... Apply to prefab box inside, yes. Need to remember that I'm working with like nested prefabs here. Then we have the crate. Let's have a look. Open crate, you need to change. This should now be props crate 1. Oh, did I mess up the... Did I grab a pixel too much? I did. Oh, and one too little. Okay. So, no, it was just not fully aligned. Yeah, that looks good. Source image, apply to create outside, apply. Then we have the inside, I want the grayish one as well. So we're gonna go props, create inside, boom. Then we're gonna apply to prefab create inside, yup. Should be good. Let's have a look. I think that looks better. A bit more grey tones on it. I think that looks pretty neat. The vent, we could check the box first, to be fair. This is not really what I should be doing, because this is not... If these are a bit off, it doesn't really matter. I need to move this blood as well. I think I only moved it here for the screenshots. Yeah, I like that. Now it's a bit grey inside of the box. I think I prefer it. Similar here. Basically, what we're doing is that I'm introducing a few more colors to the palette. I suppose colors is debatable because I introduce more grayscale. I guess that's... It is like arguably not a color, is it? I think. Let's check the vent. I think I want to see how it would look if we did a bit of gray on the outside of the vent as well. So here, vent closed. If we did something like this, I feel like that could look cool. Apply to vent cover. And we would need to do the same thing with the open one. The inside is already correct. How does this look? Vent, is that an Among Us reference? No, it's not. Should have been. I've actually never played Among Us. It seems kinda fun though. I would be up to try it at some point. I think that looks pretty nice, with the little slightly more grey details. I think this might be how I'm gonna do it. Use like white as outlines, do more greyish for details and stuff. I kinda like it. I think this is a good room to put up some paintings, just this is very empty at the moment. So let's see if we can sort that out. Should I use prefab variants here? Because most paintings are probably gonna work the same, right? I think I might. It seems like that could be a good idea. What do I want? Do I want an image? Do I want a parent object for this? Should paintings be smashable? There's no real, like, you know, it doesn't affect the game really, but are people gonna try to use the hammer on paintings? Should that work, or should that be a failed interaction? I suppose that is the main thing I can think of, at least now. No, paintings should be edible. I think I only need one game object. Or is this done? Should I do more? You have, or better, you have the ability to throw them at monsters. I almost feel like the dark grey here is too dark. I wonder if I should add yet another grey in between the light grey and the dark grey. Because this almost feels too dark, doesn't it? What's up, a bit casual? How you doing? What's up, everyone? I am now officially unemployed for the next 17 hours. Damn. Welcome to the club. Well, I'm gonna be unemployed for more than 17 hours, but... what you call it? I am... I don't know. You are welcome to the club. That's what I'm trying to say. How you doing, Bit Casual? How come you're unemployed for 17 hours? Or do you mean that you just have a couple of days off? Or are you actually unemployed for 17 hours? Oh, you're switching job. Oh, I see. I had my last day at my old job today and I start my new job tomorrow. Damn, man's got them job lined up. Nice, man. Wish I had taken some time off in between in hindsight, but hey, yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. But at the same time, I mean... it's nice that you weren't just, like, laid off at least. So, did you get a better offer? If you don't mind, of course. Okay, I would like to have the object icon. Now I kind of want to rename this one. I think I'm gonna do it, because this is not really an object anymore, because I need to be consistent, even if it's just for my own organization. I think this should be called props icon. Really nice, we have some custom icons in the hierarchy now. For rooms, icons, or rooms, props, and items. There we go. Okay, what do we want you to be? You should... I think you should be interactable. We don't need to raycast alpha pixels. Always successful? No. I think it's fine to have failed interactions here. Item interactions, not that I can think of at the moment. Potentially what we could do is, if this is like a glass painting, you could do something where we could smash it just for fun with the hammer. But I think I'm gonna leave that for now. I might do something like a show toast on click. I can localize this, right? Yeah. Test. Wait, I can't start in this room, can I? Yeah. I need to sort that out. Currently I have to start in the first room. Because I get some null reference otherwise. I think it might be how I handle the states of the game. Oh, okay. I have to remember to make it a lit material as well. Yeah. Maybe we... should I have a sound effect? I don't know what that would be though, just... I don't want it to sound like you punch the painting or whatever. Painting. Oh yeah, question was if I should do... I think I should do prefab variants here for the paintings. So this text should be something like... I don't know, description missing. Just so we know if I ever forget to add one of these. But last but not least, we need the material to, of course, be a lit one. Also, let's find a good position for this as well. I think it can be a bit lower. Maybe even something like this. I think that looks pretty nice. What should I add to Battle Bed? I don't know. What are you currently working on? What kind of stuff are you looking for? 11% race and might be easier work. Nice, not bad, man. I'm happy for ya. What kind of position is it, if you don't mind? Once again, of course, it's completely fine if you do. Java web development? Nice. So were you in web development before as well? Should we actually use the ruler? I've actually started to use the ruler a little bit more lately. It is actually pretty convenient to have. Okay, so that would be 15 pixels. This would be 15 pixels. That is perfectly centered. Is it too low? I wonder, you know what we could do as well? Maybe. We could do something like this. But that would be like the string thingy, the nail holding the painting up. Nah. Let's be honest, most paintings do have those behind the painting anyway. Okay, I think I'm pretty satisfied with this. Everything's set up. Yeah, let's double check so that this works. Let me actually see, can I fit so I don't have to start in the first room? What is this null reference I get? Something with the map manager, 63. I'm trying to find the neighbors. Current room is... I think this is one problem, that the current room is incorrect. Just set that one through the inspector, I think. I wonder if that's actually the main issue here. What if I go to my game manager? Nope, my room manager. Starting room. What if I now would say that the backpack is the starting room? Because if it works now, then we should just find whatever room is active. I mean, this does seem functional. The map is updating correctly as well. So I think that's the main issue. Then this is actually quite easy fix. I wonder though, does the painting pop too much? I almost feel like it does. Maybe the double white outline might be a bit too much. Yeah, it looks very important. I think maybe doing something like this instead. Just having one. Maybe even doing the darker one around it. Because the thing is that I kinda wanna use white, because the white color is kind of reserved for interactable items. Well, not always, because this one is white. Well, no, I think this is the way I've kind of viewed it. That the white outline is used for actual props. So the reason why like the wall texture and the floor texture isn't white is because it isn't like a actual prop in the game, you know. Okay, this is slightly broken. Am I still in... Yeah, I'm still in gameplay. You can see that like all of these have white outlines because it's actual like objects in the scene. Whereas this doesn't, because this is more just like a slight detail. So I think there should be a white outline, but I think the other one might have been a bit too much. Maybe what I could do is make the thing I just changed even darker. Because I still feel like it pops a little bit too much. It's also the fact that it's very detailed compared to the rest of the game, which you could argue is a bit inconsistent. But we'll see. Maybe we should even try this. Oh, it's immediately hot reloaded into the game. That is cool. It's very nice. It's really convenient. Yeah, I never have to like refresh the sprite sheet or anything like that. It just automatically loads. Even, I think it even does it if I'm in gameplay. Like if I'm in the game like this, I think it might still do it. Is this better? I don't love it. It is still popping quite a bit. But I do feel like I'm being inconsistent if I don't use white. Maybe inner border would be better instead of outer. Oh, you mean like flipping them? Yeah, we should try that. Maybe we do like... Okay, let me try this first. I think this is what you meant. Yeah, I think that's better. I think it is. It doesn't look as like highlighted. Just now it's more consistent with the door as well, like the actual frame of the door is grey, but then the door is white. Whereas here the frame around it is kind of grey. Yeah, exactly mimics how the door is. I think I prefer this. This could actually be mirrors as well, to be fair. What's up, Trevoron? How you doing? Perfect. Oh, right, I need to... Oh, did I move them... Oh, I see. I think that's where you're supposed to be. Doing well, just finishing up some work for the day. Nice, how's it going? So far, so good. Recently just started. I'm hoping to publish a new playtesting build today. So trying to sort out some final tweaks on this version. It's not gonna be a huge update, but I think we've done enough to where it's worth at least patching it. So that's pretty much the goal. Been improving a lot of art recently, we got a bit more details going on in the rooms now. Something I'm quite happy with so far. Conrad, can I show your, what do we call it? Your capsule art on the Steam? I saw you sent it to me on Discord. Okay, I think the default painting is good. The reason I did this with Smiley, this is obviously just a placeholder thing, it's not supposed to be there. I just think I want a base painting that's never used, and then we're gonna do prefab variants for each actual painting in the game. I think that's how I want to do it. So I think paintings are gonna be one of the very few technically inspectable items. Like that actually show you description when you click on it. Something I said I didn't want to do for this game, because I think point and click games does that too much. But for paintings, I might do it. Might. We'll see. We'll see, it should change. I'm not gonna do it where like every object you click on has like a little, oh, this is a drawer, maybe it contains some, but like that's unnecessary, I think. Are you going to localize everything? Yes. That is also one of the reasons why I don't want to overdo it with those, because, yeah, like I said, I don't think it's necessary. And it also adds a lot extra work. And like, I don't think people like reading that much in general. Like, I don't mind reading in games, but I know that a lot of people do. Okay, let's have a look at the new version of the Hemomancer capsule art. I think this is much better. I much prefer this to what you had before. It's easier to read. And I do think that having your character in here is good as well. Oh wait, there's some, oh yeah. Some changes here as well. The hands and stuff. That's intriguing. I think this is the header capsule, right? Yeah. And we have a small capsule. Yeah, I like this. I think this is much better. Because the main thing I thought here is that this I found harder to read, whereas this is like very easy to read, which I think is important for capsule art. And in this way, I don't mind. I know you said you wanted other scissors in here. I think when I did my test thing, I removed them for you. I think this works. I think this works. Because I know you have some reason for the scissors. I think it's lore stuff. Yeah, I think this is nice. The old one has more things, but looks a bit more unprofessional, if that makes sense. Not saying this one is professional. No, I agree. I think... Because the thing is that it's... When it comes to art in general, or almost like anything creative whatsoever, I feel like often the thing we end up doing first is to try and cram in as much as possible. Because it feels like the more I cram into it, the better it's gonna be. But I feel like that is rarely the case. Like, having less be more almost always is gonna look better, in my opinion. Of course I say this as someone who's making an incredibly minimalistic game, but I think that is the case in general. Like, there is this argument that, like, being a good artist is less about knowing what to add and more about knowing what to remove. And I think there's something to it. Like, I think... You know, curating the skill to kind of know what is unnecessary is almost more important than knowing what you could add to it. Does that make sense? I think so. I think the same though is literally polishing it, removing a bit on the surface to make it better. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's a good point. I never thought about it that way. Yeah. Yeah, this looks good, man. I like it. I think you're definitely going in the right direction. Also, people, make sure to follow Conrad. Recently hit affiliate on Twitch. Working on a really cool game. Coming to Steam. You can currently play it on itch. A early version of it. Check him out. What's up, Wakacha? How you doing? I started making my own short horror game. It's about a bear chasing you in a forest. Ooh. While you try to survive in your cottage. Sorry. Inspiration from Silverfang anime, as it left me with a huge PTSD for bears. Interesting. Sounds cool. Do you have anything you want to show yet, Wakacha? If you do, feel free to do so. Okay, I think the base painting is done. This is pretty much what I need. So... I suppose this is a prop. Let's do... painting template, maybe? And then I think what I want to do is to make a prefab. I am so much focusing, man. I am being so focused. What's up, Sandy G? How you doing? Welcome back. Nice to have ya. Nothing really, just basic logic as I started it yesterday. Okay, gotcha. Whenever you do have something you want to show, feel free to do so. I'd gladly have a look at it. Gotta start somewhere. Nice, indeed, indeed. Very true. Hey man, what's up, Sandy? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Okay, do I want to name this now? Yeah, we should do painting castle, because I've already spoiled that it is a castle. I'm trying to see whether people are gonna figure out what this stuff is or not. Because the paintings now have some references. Oh, did I not cut that one out? So far, no one has gotten the references correctly. Oh yeah, I didn't. Let's grab this one as well. Apply. Whenever I get the bear logic ready, I might show something. It's fully in 3D project, so might take some time. I can imagine so. But best of luck, man. I'm excited. Oh, and then, so let's see. That's now gonna be an override to the template, that's correct, and then we want to override the description. How much do I want to say now? I don't want to, because I think I'm gonna be more, I might be more clear later on, but I kind of want to see whether you guys, how long it takes for you guys to figure out the references. People are already figured out that this indeed is a castle. So let's do something like, maybe, what should I say, like, looks like some old castle, maybe? Painting template, we're gonna do one more prefab variant. I'm gonna call this one painting 1, 2, 3, just... No, I don't think anyone has guessed the object here either. So I'm not gonna spoil that yet. Which means that I can't add that much of a description. Basking in the moonlight. Yeah, we could do, I suppose... We could like title them as well. Maybe when you click on it, actually read it out, kind of like... Maybe even make it seem like this is from some professional or like famous painter. Or like, oh, it's the Basking in the Moonlight by Bam 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 Bam. Do you know what I mean? That could be something as well. I watched the end of Monday's stream. Chat wanted to change color theme. No chance. This is already a really good theme. Yeah, I'm happy with the theme. Like I said, I'm playing around a bit with adding in more gray tones, as we can see in this painting as well. But I'm definitely not gonna change like the entirety of the palette. That's not happening. I'm quite happy with the general art direction we're going in with this game. Trying to copy the style they used in Animalito, Crocodile Silverfang Harpoon Bear. Let me have a look. Well, when I add some kind of system where bad rules more when it's mad, not totally sure how to implement it yet. Not a normal bear, more like a starting monster. I mean, I think that sounds pretty good. I know I've seen similar types of horror games when it's like... I know there's one when you get chased by like a huge spider or something. Even fucking a train, where is it? Choo Choo Charles. So it's that kind of vein, I suppose. Something like this. Is this what you're referring to? I think that could be pretty cool. Team Grayscale, indeed. Yeah, my PTSD started to act every time I see that, holy shit. I think it could work. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna say here, because I'm not gonna spoil what this is until someone guesses it. I feel like someone should be able to. The other one I think is gonna be difficult. The other one might be easier to read. I mean, Conrad already read the fact that it was a castle. This one we haven't even had the guess on what type of object, well, like what it is portraying, and neither the reference. You are going to spoil it? I see that you cannot survive. No, I'm not gonna spoil it. You're just gonna have to guess it. That is definitely a painting. Okay, now we should be able to remove this one, and then we're gonna add this painting. We're gonna move you to 56. Then we're gonna add this painting as well. Nice! Kinda wanna see if I can fit so I don't have to start in the first room every time. It's quite annoying. How do I do this? Game... No, it's not really the game manager. Just the issue is that we have the wrong room set as the current room when you start off. This starting room. This is used to set up the current room. Where do we actually use this? Here. On restart, we set current room to starting room. Oh, do we need a reference to it then? No, we should be able to do that in a different manner. Well, I should have this. I should have the starting room set up to be the first one, serializable, but then on start, game started event, current room is equal to starting room. What if we override the starting room? No, we override the current room. We don't set this to starting room. Instead, I'm gonna set current room to whichever one is enabled. Yeah, I think that's how I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna do room, current room, and then we're gonna loop through our rooms. Do I have a transform or something? Starting room, current room. Oh, do you not have a reference to the rooms? You don't. Okay, so we could just have a reference to the room container. So let's do a transform called room container. And then on start, let's do this. Let's do for each variable room in room container, if... Oh shit, wait, this is a... Can I do for each... Yeah, I should be able to do that on a game object as well, right? So we change this to game object. And we say for each variable room in... Can I not do it? Okay. In room container dot transform. Object room. So can this be a game object? Yes. So for each game object room in room container dot transform. Well, then this doesn't need to be a... As long as I can look for the game objects, it doesn't matter, so this can actually stay a transform. And now we're gonna check if room dot active self. If this room is enabled, then we say that the current room Can I go for each room? I can. And then we go if room dot game object dot active self. And now we can set the current room to room. And then what do? We break. Can I return? I don't just want to break the loop. I want to return out of the entire function. Or you switch case type of person or if else only again. I use switch cases too. It depends a little bit. I use both. What I would say the thing I enjoy using the most is ternary operators. I quite recently learned about ternary operators, and holy shit, I use them a lot now. I fucking love ternary operators. Shout out to Satsidak for showing me them. It's basically a if-else statement, but in one line. It's fucking incredible. That is, whenever I can use a ternary operator, I use a ternary operator. I love them. Okay, and here, if we haven't find this room, then we're gonna say that this is just equal to starting room. I think that's how we're gonna do it. Here we got an ad coming up in about 10 seconds for the non-subscribers. Hope to see you on the other side. Thank you for your patience. Ternary is pretty useful. I still remember the person who taught me about them. Yeah, me as well. Yeah, I like ternary operators. Invalid cast. Why is this invalid? Because it's a... maybe I have to get components. Is that it? Because there are only rooms as child objects of this one. I feel like this should work. Okay, I might leave it if we can't fix it quickly, because I don't want to spend too... I do hope to get this build up on Steam today. Okay, we have an ad break running. I'm quickly gonna go and sort out a bit more tea for myself, because I become a fucking tea maniac, but I will be back in just like a minute. Thank you guys for your patience. Cheers. And we are back. Thank you guys for your patience. Appreciate it. Had to do a quick change as well, because I was fucking overheating in here. My room does get pretty damn hot when I'm streaming. Okay, so this looks like it should work, but it doesn't for some reason. I'm gonna give this 2 more minutes. If I can't fix it, I'm gonna leave this for now. Invalid cast. Specified cast is not valid. So what am I casting? So this is in regards to this line. So I think it's this part, the room part. So do I need to do like a transform? Like for each transform child in room container. And then go if child.gameObject is active. But then I would need to do null check as well. Oh, so we can use a ternary operator. Because I love them. Welcome back, Pirogi. Can we not say that the current room is equal to... Can I not do a null check here? And say whether or not child dot... Can I use get component? Room is not equal to null. Does that work? I think it does. If it's not equal to null, then the current room is... No, wait. This is weird. We check if room is not equal to null. If it isn't, then we set current room to room. Otherwise, we set it to the starting room. So we have the starting room kind of as a failsafe. If I ever have another object in there. Let's see if this works. Oh, I think it might. Map looks correct. I think it's working. Let's go, Mario. You can also do it shorter. I think C# has that room question mark starting room. Oh, It's like if this is null, then this. Ooh. We can try. The toasts are a bit too quick for this kind of stuff. Oh, I see I have an extra white line that we need to remove. I still don't know about this like examining thing, whether or not we're gonna keep it. Not entirely sure. The thing is that if we don't have that, I might have to make the paintings completely like uninteractable. Because otherwise I don't only want to play sound effects if there's no other interaction. Okay, what did you say? So I should do... So wait, where would I put this? Oh, is equal to... So I would do room, starting room? Is that it? Oh wait, what if I don't find one that's active? Then this is not gonna trigger. That's not really gonna be an issue though, is it? I think that's fine. Just that means I haven't enabled a single room and then it's kinda on me. Let's see if this works. That seems functional. Let's see if the failsafe thing works too. So what we should do is to disable this one. We have all of them disabled, and then we make a empty game object in here. So that one's not gonna have room. If this works, it should set the starting room to the current room. Wait, I can't see the current room. Shite. Oh, that actually... Oh, did I just get an error because I quit out early? No? Yeah, now the current room... Oh, wait, the current room is not set? Debug log... Current room is equal to plus current room. So I keep having to turn off my VPN and refresh the page for Word to be able to respond. No worries, no worries. Ignoring locale? Okay, now I still get some... Current room is equal to backpack room. It does look like it sets it up correctly, but I do still get a null reference here. However, is this really an issue? Because I think as long as I have any room enabled, it's gonna work, right? Yeah, current room is equal to final room, yeah. We have a hallway now, by the way. That's pretty cool. Okay, I don't know if I care about that. So do I even need to do this? In that case, I don't even need to save, I don't even need a reference to the starting room. I think we're gonna do this. And then we just do a debug log in case if room is equal to null, then we just break the game. I think that's fine. Then no room is active. Return. I think that's fine. I still get the whole thing where I can... So now we would get that one right? Nope. Just I get the null reference first. That is interesting. Which means I should probably just do a null check here, shouldn't I? Like, if current room equals null, then just fucking return. I think that's fine. Okay. I didn't get my debug log. Room is equal to child.get component. Oh, it's because none are active, you fucking Dumbo. So yeah, if none are active, I'm actually down here, because we never hit this. This would only happen if the object doesn't have a room component. Which as of right now should never be the case. Otherwise, if none is active, we would end up down here, and that's when we say no room is active. Yeah, that was a logical error on my part. It happens. Yeah, now no room is active. However, I should be able to enable any room. And that should be set up as the current room. And everything is playable. The only weird thing is that if I go back to the first room now, I triggered the cutscene. Which is a little bit odd. I don't think I care about that right now though, this is just for testing purposes anyway. So do I even need to have a starting room? I don't think I need to. I think that's unnecessary. On restart. Oh no, wait, when I restart the game, I need to know where to go. So I might need it. Yeah, just that's the thing. Now I can start in here. But if I would reload the game... I still start in here? Ah, because I reload the scene now, I think. I don't think I triggered a restart the game thing. I think I just reload the entire scene. So that function would be more so if I would like die or something. But then we're gonna have some checkpoint things, we're gonna reload a checkpoint. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, let's do some... let's code more engine work here. I wanna move this blood over to this side again. Boom. Donezo. While we're working on people, painting with toasts. Pretty much finished. To be fair though, if we're gonna do the toast thing, they're a little bit too quick. Like you just about have time to read it. However, on like failed interactions, I think it should be pretty quick. So I think what we might do is have a function where we can pass in how long we want to show the toast. Rather than have a hard-coded duration. Toast event. So like here we could just pass in a duration as well. Oh wait, failed interaction. Show toast, wrong key toast. Oh, so yeah, then we could hard-code this one here. And then here I suppose toast fade in and out. Start coroutine. Oh, we will need to pass it in here as well. This is where we actually do the wait time. Do I care enough to fix this at the moment? Don't know if I do. We're gonna leave this for now. But I'll make a note of it. I think we're gonna wait with this. We have more important stuff I would like to work on first. Update supporters, we can do that, that's very quick. I need to do my update log as well. What have we done? Doors can be entered immediately after closing them. Did I mean, that was technically a bug. Map button can appear while map is open. That's fixed. Change cursor. Credits. Let me find my supporter list. Boom. Can I just copy this? If anyone is interested in how to become a supporter, there's a panel below that will tell you exactly how to get your name in the credits of the game. Boom. That should be it. Imagine if I actually put synthwave in the background of this game. That would be fucking hilarious. Yeah, that looks about right. Dunzo. These are quite important. I think this might even be the most important. This is pretty quick, we should do that as well. Yeah, because we have an issue now with the new back arrow, since we don't have one in a fixed position anymore. It's actually just a cursor that turns into an arrow. I think we need to make the hitbox a bit bigger, because now it actually disappears at the bottom of the screen. I think this should go all the way down. And then maybe make it slightly wider. Maybe. Why does that disappear? That's a bit annoying. But I think this is the actual hitbox, isn't it? No, it's not. Wait. That's the back arrow hitbox. This is the actual button. This is the new hitbox. So I think we bring you down all the way to the bottom. Then maybe make it a little bit wider. Let's see how something like this feels. Yeah. I think that might be good. Jones with the raid, welcome in. How are you doing? Thank you very much for the raid. What have you been up to? Anything you want to show? Anything you want to share? If anyone coming in does not know of me, I go by Mad Chirpy and I'm currently working on this little point and click horror game. Don't worry about that. It's it's a point and click horror game, still relatively early in production, but we're getting there. And working on some new art assets. We have a bit more details in the rooms now. So far so good. The rooms are still placeholder, they're here for testing purposes, but all of this stuff is quite modular, so we can always reuse it in the actual game later on. So far so good. If anyone is interested, you can wishlist the game on Steam as we speak. We very much appreciate those. What's up, mate? How you doing, Jones? I just did a bunch of planning today, gotcha. For the space game. Yeah, nice. Dude, I'm excited. It did look really good. How big would you say the scope is? Oh, but I wanna go work on my garden for a bit. It's so nice outside. Okay, no worries, man. Thank you very much for the raid once again, and enjoy some time outside. Also, Anti-Wanty-Fanty, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate ya. Welcome in. The toasts are a little bit too quick, right? I think those would need to stay there a bit long. Wait, I just realized, can I... What happens if I spam click this? Well, that's an issue. That is certainly an issue. How far can we take it? Huh. Okay, interesting. So how do I fix this? I guess if the toast is playing, we just return it, or we override it or something. Yeah, the cooldown, yeah, I was thinking we could do something like that. Even like a cooldown. I wonder if it's better, I don't know what you guys think, is it better to actually override it instead? Where we cancel the last one and then do a new one. Cooldown or move the hitbox away. Yeah, that is true. That is true. And also, Hedgestod, welcome in as well. Anti-Wanty, hope you're doing good. Because what I could do is similar to the doors, where I think I have a bit of a delay, so I've made it just turn off the raycast trigger after you open it. We could do something similar here. We actually just remove the hitbox. However, we still have an issue because it would be the same if I click on different ones, right? So I think we have to do this in the actual toast system. So what I'm kind of wondering is, either we add a cooldown, so you can't inspect this one until this has finished. But I wonder, is it maybe better to, if I now click on this one, we cancel this, we just remove it instantly, and then we show the new one. Because the thing I'm scared about is that if we add a cooldown, if I now click on this, it might feel a bit more like unresponsive, irresponsive, whatever the term is. Does that make sense? Can I do this with failed interactions too, if I'm quick enough? Oh shit, I lost the key. Kinda. I did see that the other one disappeared earlier. Yeah. It seems like we have to do something here. How exactly do we treat this now? Show toast. I should do this with do twin instead. Okay, I think here when we call this one, we should cancel this one to make sure that the duration stuff stops. Mr. Grey with the Prime resubscription, 4 months.
Game is looking great, man.
Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you, you goddamn legend. Thank you very much for that resub. Hope you're doing good, Mr. Grey. Also, Master Lurker here, I finally did it. What did you do? Holy shit.
1now_Mr_Grey just redeemed VIP for 125,000 points.
That is not bad. That is not bad. Well deserved. Well deserved, man. Let's go. Well, you can see I had to keep a track on how many VIP slots I actually have. But I should still have some left over, so it should be fine. You can do a test if you want. Just make sure you have the badge. Otherwise, I shall sort it out. Thank you very much for your support, Mr. Grey. I do very much appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna be a bit lazy here. We're just gonna say that we have a private coroutine called Toast Coroutine. And then here we're gonna say that the toast coroutine, if I can spell, is equal to that one. So now that's gonna be set up whenever we trigger this one. Oh shite, but I do... This gets well confusing, because I do more coroutines inside of this coroutine. I should fade this out with do twin instead. Holy shit, this is well confusing. Why am I doing this much stuff for the fade? To be fair though, we could actually add each coroutine and just stop all of them. You got it indeed, let's go, man. Don't know why it added a no sound badge though, me neither. I found that one a bit odd actually, because sometimes I know I've seen people have the, like, watching without sound badge while clearly responding to what the streamer says. And it's like, I don't think you guys are lip reading, so I think something is a little bit weird when it comes to that badge. I mean, I suppose I could make like a fucking array of coroutines. This is so bad. No, wait, it shouldn't be an array, it should probably be a list. I suppose that would work though, wouldn't it? And then we just add each one. I definitely need to refactor this. I just don't know if I can be bothered doing it as of right now. But I think changing this into do tween functions would be much better. We do like while loops and stuff. Yeah, I don't like this. Definitely gonna change toast animations, implement do tween. That is something we need to do. But not right now, I cannot be bothered. So I'm gonna see if I can fix this in a real ugly way. But that might work. However, we need to be using system.collections.generic. I know this is fucking weird. I don't know either what I'm doing, but I think it's gonna work. We're gonna call this toast coroutines. And then I should be able to do... Can I do this? .add and then pass in this one. With yet another one of these. I think that works. This is so mad. Holy shit. So we're just gonna add all of these into a list of coroutines. I feel horrible. I hate this. I hate this. I want to be very clear. I don't like the way I'm doing this, but I think this is the quickest way for me to fix this, and then I can worry about the refactor a bit later. Because I do want to get this build up, hopefully today, is my plan. I think I want to start doing a bit more often. Like do the updates a bit more often for the playtests. Not too, like it's not gonna be an update every day or whatever, that's unnecessary, but I feel like we have added quite a bit of stuff now. In case people wanna try it. Okay, so now we add all of those coroutines into a list. So then, whenever we call the fade in and out, do I use this for tutorial tips as well? I think I do. Is a tutorial tip a toast? Is this gonna mess up the tutorial tips? It is a toast. Oh, but the difference is that I don't ever call fade in and out when I do a tutorial tip. Then I do the fade in when I want to show it and fade out when the player wants to... when the player has successfully done the thingy. What is the heads of the red you are using? I think for the most part I am using pure red, whatever that is, as in like the reddest of red. So that would be this one, which, let's see, you're using hex. Can I even get hex here? Or hexadecimal, FF0000. That is mainly the one I'm using, so it really stands out. I do have some, like here I actually have a bit of a darker one. But generally speaking, in-game, that is when I'm using like the logo and stuff as well. I think I do it a bit dynamically. Sometimes I've actually made it a bit darker and stuff, but this is also why I want to set up, even though I have so few colors, I want to set up like a proper palette for this game. So we're gonna do like 5 shades of gray and maybe 3 shades of red. I think something like that. Because I don't think I can use pure red everywhere. Because like here on the one on the floor, for example, it becomes like pure red is very shiny. I think that's gonna be reserved more for maybe the logos and stuff, and then also for maybe like the eyes of the monster and stuff, you know, that kind of stuff. Whereas like this, if there's like a pile of blood somewhere or something, I feel like that should be a bit darker. But I'm probably gonna redo this once we actually set up a proper color scheme or palette. Okay, I think this should work. We add all of those, and now we just do a check. Whenever we publish, we need to stop those toasts. Oh, this is well annoying though, because am I not running the... This is another coroutine, isn't it? Ah shit, maybe we should just make it so that you can't start it if one is already running. This is becoming a bit complex. I'm gonna have to sort it out at some point, I just don't know if now is the time. Because I think it's still gonna mess up the typing stuff. Unless I do something here. Because this removes all of the text, but if this part of the coroutine is still running elsewhere, it's gonna be typing. Yeah, this is getting too messy. I don't think I want to do it this way. Is there a way to check if a coroutine is currently running? Just then I should only do it with this one. We check if fading in and out is currently running. If so, we just return. Toast text object dot text is equal to text. This is not gonna work either. Shite. Why am I doing this? How do we sort this? By removing the inspection? That's one way. I do need to refactor this system, I just don't know if I can be bothered right now. Wait. If text is not null or empty, then you do this, okay. That's not null, then we set it to text. Set active true. Wait, we can check if the toast game object is active. That's the easiest way to do this. We check if the toast dot game object dot active self. Because if you are active, that means we are currently showing some toast. And in that case, we just return. Then we don't really need to do any of this stuff either. I think that is enough to fix it. I do think I want to override them later on, like force show the other one instead. Yeah. Because it feels unresponsive that I can't click on this one now. But I think this is fine. Nice audio asset for the text, by the way. Satisfying. Yeah, it's a old typewriter sound effect. It's pretty nice. I feel like it suits the game as well. This room is so nice, thank you, Nidget. I like the paintings. I think they add quite a lot. Maybe they should be a bit higher though. Are they a bit too low? Maybe. I mean, normally speaking though, I think you... No, maybe not actually. Because I think if you're gonna go full interior design on this shit, then I think you tend to hang paintings at eye level, right? And that should pretty much be eye level. Yeah. I think what I might do is actually bring this like chessboard thing down a little bit. I think that one might be a bit higher than I want. But that is something we're gonna do if we have the time for it. Battery hitbox is fixed, but I don't know about the tooltip. Let's have a look. I think my tooltips might, or my tutorial tips rather, might be slightly broken at the moment. It is possible. Items to pick them up. Here's one I need to fix, I think. Click your primary button to interact or your secondary button to deselect. I think I need to rephrase this, because I realized that some people thought that this meant in regards to the badge patch, that primary button to interact means to pick it up, and secondary button to deselect is to deselect it, but that's not really what I meant. It's more specifically in regards to the item, as in like with a item selected, you can try an interaction by clicking, or deselect the item. And maybe I should be a bit more clear there. We also have the two different maps here when we show the highlight. That's something we need to sort out as well. And then this is one of the bugs I really want to fix, because this looks pretty bad. I can like slow it down by spam clicking it. Do I even have a... Am I gonna get a toast here now? Okay, yeah, we do. Click the arrow to go to a room behind you, but now we don't show it, so you don't know where to actually click. So since we do this with like just an invisible hitbox now, I guess we have to show the actual hitbox. And rather than click the arrow, it would be like... I don't know, click down here. Still no guesses on the references here? Or any other ideas to our two new paintings? Through my shots. Have you given up, Conrad? We'll just be guessing blind now, no point. Fair enough. It's funny, I thought people... I thought someone would get these. I really did. What are you on about? These paintings are references to something. I've already said that they are references to other games. But so far, no one has figured out what games they actually are referencing. Do you have any ideas, Nikat? Beyond me? It's interesting. Like, I do kinda wanna say it, but I kinda wanna see how long it would take for someone to get it. Isaac? No. I do have a Isaac reference, though. Oh, shite. Was that the... Oh, did I accidentally click force game over? I think I did. The error room is a reference to Binding of Isaac. Okay, let's sort out a couple of toasts. Item interaction. I feel like I need to rephrase this. That is so annoying. I made this stop before somehow. I don't remember how I did it. So yeah. I think I zoom in so that my camera is technically here, which means I can't see this one. But I did something before where I could see it. I don't know what though. Ah, this is fine. Maybe we should do something like I had before, when it was like... with an item selected. Click your primary button to interact, or your secondary button to deselect. maybe. Amisis with the raid. Welcome in. Terve terve veli. Minä olen joulupukki. Eisapete. How are you doing? What have you been up to? Let me give a big shout out to the one, the only, Amisis, working on his game Shadows of Tuonela, which you should definitely wishlist. It's cringe to not wishlist Shadows of Tuonela. Just wanna get that out there. It is objectively cringe to not have that game wishlisted. If anyone coming in does not know of me, I go by Mad Chirpy, and we are currently working on a point-and-click horror game called Shroud of Gloom, which you can also wishlist on Steam. Same as it's cringe to not wishlist Shroud of Gloom. Yeah, indeed, indeed. You gotta wishlist all the games, man. That's just how it works. What have you been up to, Amisis? I was lurking in your stream earlier. I think were you playing a bit of Overwatch today? Or was that just a be right back? No, because you were playing some video, I think. I'm a full-on stalker. I know what you're up to. This looks a bit... there's so much text. Can I make this more concise somehow? I don't know if I want to say like LMB or MB for like left, right mouse button and so on. Because you can currently kind of rebind them. Or well, you can invert them. It was an old video I did like 3 years ago. What's up, Swizer? How you doing? Bem-vindo. Como que é, pá? Mises is making a game where you can where you can force kids to work on mines. We implemented a simple profanity filter. It was so much fun. I can imagine it being quite fun testing that out. Yeah. True, but not just children, you can also force adults and babies. Okay, fair enough. I hope it's going good. I hope the progress is nice. I'm hoping to get a new playtesting build up today. That's kind of my goal. Don't know if I'm gonna get it, but hoping for it. Okay, I think this is fine for now, unless someone can come up with a way to rephrase this. I would like to have it more concise, but I don't know what to say. Because I think I need the with an item selected part, because it seemed like some people did misunderstand it otherwise. Oh, maybe I should go interact with the primary button. Deselect with it's not even shorter. It's not really shorter. I'm gonna leave a lurk, gonna go chill with the family, have a good one guys, no worries Amisis, thank you very much again for the raid, very much appreciated, as always. And yeah, have a nice time man. Are you celebrating Valborg, or Walpurgis, or what would you call it, something like Vallopukki, or something? I think Finns do celebrate it as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, as Amisis is heading out, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you are have wishlisted and are following Shadows of Tuonela. It's a game inspired by the RuneScape wilderness. Man is actually doing a multiplayer game. Absolute mad lad. Go and wishlist the game. Kind of, maybe we celebrate Vappu, which is Labor Day, if I understand Labor Day correctly. Okay, that might be different then. Because today is Valborg here. For some reason, I thought Finns did it as well. Which is like, I don't know, we just burn shit up. That's basically what we do. And it's used to get drunk and burn shit up. Everyone yearns for the mines. Minecraft dungeon crawlers, dwarf dungeons, harvesting in MMOs. I mean, kinda true in some regard. There's something about taking crap from the ground that amazes humankind. Maybe it's because we put our shit on the ground and like to see it turn into shit we can use to make shit other people can use. Yeah, maybe. I mean, you do have a point though. But games are kinda interesting in that way. Like, even the thing like, everyone wants to just get home from work and just like play games, and then you end up playing fucking like Supermarket Simulator. And it's like, this is technically simulating work. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is kinda odd when you think about it, but yeah, Truck Driver Simulator, Farming like all of these simulators are just like, it's work. Like that is what you like. If you could do this as a living, you know. No shame though. Like I understand that obviously they have like they have other, what you call it, things that make them interesting in terms of like, obviously I don't think that would be interesting. How many truck drivers play like Euro Truck Simulator? That would actually be pretty interesting. I was in a school for coal miners before pivoting to IT, actually. Okay, we have an ad running. Thank you guys for your patience. Not like they can hear me if they are in an ad, but it's the thought that counts. Okay, I might leave it like this for now. Or should I ChatGPT it? Yeah, it's very common in the area I'm from. 3 mines in my town. Oh, gotcha. I plan to connect Farming Simulator to the farming machines we build at work, so players will pay for working and farmers will pay us for drivers infinite money. Sounds like you got it figured out, man. Coal mines. Couple of concise alternatives. With an item selected, click your primary button to interact or secondary to deselect. Yeah, it does save a word or two. Select an item. Primary click to interact, secondary to deselect. This doesn't make sense. There's no... because this only pops up after you select one. This sounds like they are telling you to select it, so that becomes a bit weird. Selected. Primary, interact, secondary, deselect. I don't like that. I'm originally from southern Poland. We do be mining there a lot, yeah. Yeah, I think you mentioned before, if I'm not mistaken. There was like a mining area. Click your primary button to interact, or your secondary to deselect. Could save one word at least. Maybe. I don't like how far out this goes. It looks squished. I might leave it for now. Are you still in Poland? No, he joined the enemy. I'm messing, or am I? People get retired in the 40s, but it's really taxing on your lungs and overall health, yeah. And starting my fantastic stream and game dev career, let's go. So instead of lung problems, shifting to IT or dev, you'll end up with mental problems. You're just shifting where the problem will be, yeah. I mean, every job has its pros and cons, right? I think that's the case. Oh, wait, you know what we should do here? I should go click the primary button to interact or your secondary to deselect. We should do left and right and just change this depending on the settings. But that's gonna be weird. I know you can do it with localization, because you can have like variables, I think. Which is we would need to switch them depending on whether they are inverted or not. To be fair though, I don't know if it's even worth having the inversion thing, because how many people play with inverted mouse buttons? Was that something I added unnecessarily? Maybe. Should be the case. This one we need to change as well. Click the arrow to go to your room behind you. No, we're gonna do something like click click in the bottom of the screen, maybe? Embedded software development. Have done some game dev, very small projects in the past. Planning to do again. Nice. Feel free to share anything you start working on. Yeah, maybe click the bottom of the screen. Click the bottom of the screen. It sounds a bit weird. We might have to try it. Map button tutorial. I need to switch this one.
I'm working over here.
Thank you very much for lurking, Strom. Appreciate ya as always. We'll try with the... I will try with the icon with a reversed arrow. We do have the like reversed arrow whenever you hover down here. But the thing is that before that was an actual button down here, like a static button. Whereas now... Now we like to change the cursor instead. So I can't just say click the arrow like I did before. Which is then I would show the arrow. Now I have to like show the area or something. And be like, click here. Maybe that could work. Click here. As long as I display the area. Because I think we should show an arrow as well, but then as soon as you hover in here, you're gonna show 2 arrows, and that might be a bit weird. Maybe. Unless I fade that one out as soon as you enter. working on AG machines with low software like autonomous driving, machine vision, military-grade GPS, high-accuracy systems. Holy shit, man. That is above my pay grade. I hate that I can't zoom in more. How do I fix this? I know I did something before. Strabots for various other effects. No. Oh wait. I do want that one. The draw mode users used to display the scene. This is a bit annoying. I want to be able to zoom in even more. Show button duration, map show position. What is the position to show the button? That's what I want to know. Show map button. Button show position. 46. Just making sure this one is positioned correctly. So height should be 40. What? Oh, that's a child object, isn't it? That's a local position. Don't know what the world position is then. Okay, let's just try something. So that is way too high. Top should be at that point. Okay. So the top should be like here. Top should be... I think this is correct. That looks right. Should I do these things red? Nah. Should I? Nah. Okay, that one should be updated. Click the map to open it. Backwards arrow. Back arrow button tutorial. So why doesn't this one show now? That's a bit odd, isn't it? Sprite unlit default. Oh, right, because we changed it. Yeah, I remember. Okay, so what we need to do is figure out the size of the area you need to click on. I have a slight idea how we could make this work. We're gonna see. I mean, this is also why we do playtesting, to see whether people feel like this is gonna be functional. Let's see, back arrow button. How big are you? That's what I wanna know. Width. Let's do maybe a bit wider. Let's do 58. So 58 by 16. 58 by 16. UI? No. Let's do in-game UI. What did I say? 58 by 16? I think that should be the size of the hitbox. So what I'm thinking is that we could do something like this. How do I move these again? Scheiße. Something like that. Let's give it a go. Bum bum bum. In-game, in-game, in-game. Am I blind? In-game UI. Feel like that should work. Let's have a look. I will urgently need to make some food and get some work done. No worries, man. Thanks for the tips about the capsule and shoutouts. No worries whatsoever. Have a good stream, everyone, and see you around. Thank you very much for dropping by, as always, Conrad. Appreciate ya, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for lurking. Okay. I think this should work. I think this is gonna be fine. Oh, I need to move this one up a bit. That should work. Should I make this look in perspective? Ah, shit, I kinda wanna do it. I feel like that should look pretty cool. Like if we did... Maybe something like this. And that looks a bit off. That looks weird as well. Don't know if 100 like 45 degrees is gonna be way too much instead. What's up, Arthur? How you doing? Nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing good. I feel like it would look nice if this was in perspective. Okay, wait, I have an idea. What if we do only 2 here? So we go boom, or maybe even boom. And then... better. It's definitely better. I mean, I guess I could do something like this as well. What have you been up to, Arthur? Have you had a good week so far? Okay, I think that's good enough. It's gonna look more in perspective at least. Let's check. Yeah, short work week, 4 days weekend awaits me. Nice, man. I'm happy, I can imagine. How so? Are you guys also celebrating something around this time? I'm trying to figure out whether we are the only ones who do the Valborg thing. Maybe we are. Because today is Valborgs mässoafton in Sweden. I think it was called... But wait, this is Vappen. Yeah, because he said Vappu, Amisis in Finland. Okay, so I think they are related. Estonia, Finland, Sweden... Oh, Czech! Slovenia? Germany? Ooh! Okay, I think we're celebrating the same thing then. As well as Åland. Maybe the first... May the 1st is a holiday in Germany. I took the Friday off. Nice, nice. Yeah, it is here as well, and I think it is the same one. What do you call it in German? What is the name of this holiday? Do you guys also burn shit? Because that's what we do. International Workers' Day. Oh, that's what Amisis said as well about in Finland. But Valborg, is that we don't really do it as a work like Labor Day kind of thing, is it? We just burn shit. So, wow, we burned witches before, and now we just burn the other stuff. It doesn't really, like, I don't think we celebrate it, but it's interesting because it says that it's the same holiday that we celebrate. But I don't feel like we have the, like, workers connotation. It is. It's just that nobody remembers why, yeah. Fair enough. That could very well be it. What's up, Regathian? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, this is interesting. This is the kind of stuff that you don't think about. It's based on the pre-Christian holiday thing that was long celebrated in Germany. Tyskland. Germany be like the only country that has a completely different name in every language. Is never the same, is it? Like Germany, Tyskland, Deutsch, what is it? Alemannia, I think, in Portuguese. Like, it's different in every fucking language. One of the few. Like, most languages you can still see some similarity, but like, you know, Germany is like completely different in every language. It's kind of interesting. Oh, someone remind me to fix the map tooltip. I need to change the position. Right, this one is too low. It shouldn't be covering the map. That looks a little bit weird. It does look better in perspective, right? With the kind of angled edges. I think that looks better. I feel like this should work quite well. Okay, we got an ad coming up in about 1 minute for any non-subscribers. Thank you guys for your patience and hope to see you on the other side. Looked fine if it lit up together with the map. Oh, you mean the map tooltip? Yeah, that's probably true. The thing is that I don't know if I want the tooltips to be a lit material, which I would have to do in that case. Because it becomes a bit weird, because someone might miss the like tutorial tip because they're not lighting it up. So I think we might just move it. Just otherwise this happens. Well, with the text as well. I also think you could have a larger radius for things in your hand. Do you mean for the light? That I do. We do actually increase the radius of the flashlight, or the light from the flashlight, whenever you open some UI element. So even here with the backpack, it is slightly larger here compared to what it is when you close it. You can kind of see how the light actually gets smaller as soon as you close the inventory. I think that is good because it would kind of happen. I don't know if technically it would actually be smaller in real life, because the light would get bigger, the radius would get bigger the further away, right? So technically that is incorrect, but it would definitely be more intense. I do think I bring up the intensity as well though. If I'm not mistaken, I think I do both. But maybe we should do it a bit more, even take it a notch further, potentially. I still like these being lit though. I think it's pretty nice that it feels more immersive, the fact that you kinda have to light up the map. Not fully, like, it is technically semi-lit, so you can still see it even in the dark, but it's obviously quite dark. I feel like it adds a bit of immersion. Oh, the glass splitter or glass shards, I want to add those. I think that's going to be very tiny detail. People are probably not even going to notice it, but I think it could be pretty nice. Like whenever you smash the window. I did see another thing I would like to fix though. Let's do that quickly. It's literally 1 pixel. I would like... those to be filled in. I think that's gonna look better. You could also have a brighter ambient light for UI stuff that would be semi-realistic in that you would normally feel what you're holding in your hand. Brighter ambient light. I suppose that is kind of what I'm doing. Since they are, like, what I actually do is that I have 2 layers of any UI elements. So I have one that's fully lit, but then in front of that one I have one that's on like 30% opacity, that's non-lit, which means that you can always kind of see it, but it still reacts to the light. Because I do think that if it didn't have a reaction to the light, it would feel less immersive. I understand that's not what you are saying though. But brighter ambient light. I don't technically have a light for it, I just have an unlit material. Something we should try though. Yeah, that way the light is more for immersion than usability. Yeah, I think there's a balance there, because it is true that for a lot of the case it is for immersion. I kinda like that you have to use it as well though. Yeah, the unlit material basically acts as an ambient light. Yeah, that is true, very true. Because yeah, I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting and semi-unique that you actually even have to light up the UI elements. I mean, like, you could kinda cheat and just not do it and then probably match up the brightness. You can see it pretty well if you do that. But that's cheating, so we're not doing that. But yeah, I kinda like it. The balance though is definitely something we can play around with. Are you a fellow developer as well, Radiathian? Window. Broken window. Here I would like to have a new... What I want to do? I want to add another image as a child of the broken window. I think we're gonna turn off the raycast target. Make you non-interactable. Then we want to get our glass shards. Set native size. Why can I not see this? Oh, because the broken window is not activated. That made sense. I think we will put you guys like here. I think this could look pretty nice. Is this uneven? Yeah, 25. Yeah, but mostly do web and database dev at work. Ah, interesting. But some games as well, like at work too, or like on the side as a hobby kind of thing. Oh wait, no, this is even. Just made the spacing a bit too big. Boom. Save. Art. This should be in... I think I put this in props. If I'm not mistaken. Whoops. There we go. I want this to be centered under the window. Now that should be the case. Why is that not pixel perfect? Is something not fully centered here? The window looks pixel perfect. Why is this off? Oh, did I forget to set native size? Ah, that was my mistake. Okay, that should be good. Let's make sure that this is a lit material as well. I think I might... No, wait, I can't affect the alpha value here. Well, I could if I remove the non-lit layer. Because then maybe we should have these be slightly see-through. Something like that, maybe? Small touch, but I think this is pretty nice. Both? Oh, nice. Anything you want to show? Glass shards. Let's apply this to a window. Then turn you off. I think that's pretty nice. You know, it's the details that matter, right? Back arrow hitbox and tooltip should be donezo. Interaction tutorial tip made more clear should be donezo. Okay, maybe a bit of bug fixing, and then I'm pretty happy with this. We should see if we can publish it to Steam. What's up, Sharpish Dog? How you doing? Welcome in. How's it going? It's going quite well. I feel like we've been pretty productive today. So that's nice. How you doing? Hope you're on a good Wednesday. Recently got to work a bit on this. Let me have a look. Oh shit, wait, is this like AR stuff? Oh yeah, skattjakt. Wait, are you Swedish as well? Or is this just translated? No, wait, you linked it. Oh, are you Swedish as a fellow Swede? You are, nice. Oh, so it's a treasure hunt in AR? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Is it difficult, AR? It feels like it would be. Oh, I do a ton of AR for work stuff too. Oh, you do? Interesting. It is fairly tricky, lots of constraints you have to consider. How so? Do you mind elaborating? Just out of curiosity. As someone who has no experience whatsoever with AR. Unless does playing a bit of Pokemon Go, does that count as having experience with AR? I'm messing. Mostly lack of existing design patterns is not too tough, but usually the constraints are around hardware and lack of standards. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like, you usually work with phones, so processing power is limited, and that means you can usually only afford to run one type of tracking at a time. One type of tracking? What, are you talking about like the gyroscope or the fucking... Like, what do you mean by one type of tracking at a time? As someone who has developed for Meta Quest AR, it's basically a cell phone strapped to your head anyway. And having persistence between the phone figuring out where it is becomes tricky. I can imagine. It feels like a tricky thing to do. And like to get everything working relatively smoothly, you know? I just realized I think I could make this flashlight look a lot better. Do I have ADHD? Was I not supposed to work on some bug now? Where is my flashlight? Here it is. Like, what I'm thinking is... What if we skipped the whole thing? About filling it in with white. And we do something like this. I kinda feel like this is better. Let me see how it looks in game. I think that's better. So yeah, you want a single point of truth, but with AR you need the real world to line up with the digital representation of it, even if only in data. With most phones that means image recognition for planes. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Which is expensive and not always very precise, though newer iPhones have LiDAR. Oh, interesting. You can generally do plane detection, marker tracking, model tracking, etc. So say you're tracking markers and lose the marker, then you might want to transition to doing planar tracking to show at least something useful. Okay. Features like lightning and post-processing and occlusion can become prohibitively expensive. And there's that lag where the API tries to desperately to come up with a plane for a few seconds and you have just nothing in the meantime. Oh yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. What's part of AR is getting temporal stability, so the virtual stuff doesn't shake on screen. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I can imagine getting it to stay smooth all of the time is like a kind of a challenge. It seems like, from a layman's perspective. Yeah, I prefer this flashlight. I think that looks better. The bug in the room transition, I feel like we have to fix that. Just that is... I forget to reset the room somewhere. Just now... This room looks correct, right? But when we go through here, we zoom in a little bit. Normally this is fine, just whenever I go back, we zoom out into position and that kind of fixes it. However, I realized that if I manage to loop this, by, for example, going in here, and then back to the first room. Okay, I can't skip the cutscene now. This is not supposed to happen, it's what you say, don't start in the first room. Looks a bit weird when I have the flashlight. Anyway, if I go in here now, after technically... So what we did, to be clear, is that I started here, went through this room, we looped back, and now we go back into the same room from another direction. Now, this is slightly zoomed in. You can tell easily by the fact that this door is all the way out to the end. Whereas if I go in here, you can see that we have some space in here. However, now if I go back, it still looks messed up. Okay, so I have to go in here and then back. Now it looks correct. So when I do these animations, I must be forgetting to reset it somewhere. Where would I do this? I guess this happens in the room manager. That feels like it would make sense. We have a door event. On room changed. Start routine, transition to new room. Room transition, and we pass in the thingies. If it's not the targeting room, that means we are leaving it. Then we do this. So I think this, we need to make sure that we reset. I don't think we need to worry about it when we leave a room, but every time we go into a room, we need to kind of reset the position correctly. Yeah, here's the issue. On forward and backward, I do check the scale, but I don't do that when I go left and right. I think that's the issue. So, what we need to do is that if you enter a room through left or right, we need to explicitly say that we should reset the scale of the room. And I think that might be enough to sort it out. Occlusion is usually a non-starter, but decent light drifting isn't too hard to get on simple enough scene. Ideally you do a lot of location-based things, so you have a bit of control over the real-world environment. Oh, interesting. Can't go into details, but it's Unity-based. This one does not have shake issues though, but I was involved on another project where it was a much bigger concern. Shading is still a problem there, unless you have a lot of control over the lighting. Interesting, like, yeah. Interesting how different it becomes in some regard, doing something like... I mean, I suppose even VR is a quite different beast as well. Would you guys say, is VR... Yeah, I suppose maybe that is the case. Is VR easier than AR? I suppose that might be the case, since you usually have better hardware with something like VR. And you don't really have to worry as much about lining up the real world and the virtual one. So is it fair to say, would you guys say that VR is it objectively easier than AR? I guess that made sense from what I'm hearing so far. VR is 100% easier since you can mostly ignore the real world. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it made sense. Interesting. What did I change? Oh right, the thingy. Okay. Let's see if we fixed the bug, which I think we did. I'm almost certain this is gonna fix the bug. Guaranteed, 100% of the time, it works. Maybe. We're in here now, everything looks correct. Go through here, we are gonna cheat. Give ourselves the master key. Gonna go through here. Now when we go back, it is correct. GG. That was actually easier than I thought it would be. And this is actually a bug fix. Sure. Okay, there is one more bug that would be pretty nice to fix, which is the spamming of the map while closing it. That should be relatively easy, and it's something I would like to do. Because this feels a bit weird, doesn't it? Like, you're not supposed to do this. So I think we're just gonna... Like, if this is already closing, then we just return out of that function. I need to disable the raycast target too, because he actually stays on a bit longer than I would like. I don't know if I wanna turn off the raycast target immediately, because that could do it. That can make it so if I double click here, I would actually go through the door. That would feel a bit weird. Wait, no, I know how to do this. Because right now you can click on either the map or on the background to close it, both work. What we could do is actually make it so that The map itself is still blocking, but it doesn't like let you spam click it. However, the background we instantly turn off. So if I double click here, I would instantly be able to click on the vent. Yeah, I think that's how I want to do it. I feel like that should be a pretty good solution. Okay, we have an ad coming up in about 40 seconds. I'm gonna take like a 1-minute break, go and get a bit more tea during the ads, but I will be back very shortly. Thank you guys for your patience, as always. Okay, so how do we do this? We have the map. This should have, yeah, background image. You have a reference to that one. So for that one, I want to turn off the raycast target. When? Well, when you hide the map, which is down here. Background image dot raycast target. I think you do is equal to false, right? Which means that here, when we set it active, we need to set this to true. So we reset it correctly. Okay, we have the ad running. I'll be back in just about a minute. Thank you very much for your patience. Cheers. And we are back. Thank you guys very much for your patience, as always. AI is basically doing VR with a bunch of extra problems added on top. Yeah, it does kind of seem like it. Personally, I don't find it much different. VR is a lot closer to traditional though, and there are a ton of platform-specific constraints on AR. Which is a nightmare to navigate if you're working with headsets. Oh, wait, in terms of AR, is it more difficult working with a headset compared to like the Pokemon Go style of AR? Would you say? Biggest issue with both that tends to show up more in AR is when people try to use remote lobby locally or vice versa. You try to use a remote lobby locally. Not sure if I follow what you're referring to. Working with one headset, no, but if you want to support a second headset, the headsets multiply. Oh, so in terms of basically multiplayer is what we're talking about. I think that's what you mean. Yeah, that makes sense. Because now you don't only need... Oh yeah, that must become a lot more confusing. Because now with the one headset you need to align that like virtual view with the real world. But then if you have a second headset, I guess you have like the third person perspective potentially. I don't know if I'm following correctly, but that would seem... That would seem like a challenge. Okay, background image should be correct. Let's try this first and see whether it works or not. Dude, I've become a fucking tea maniac recently. Ever since I cut back on my coffee, I realized that I don't think I was that dependent on coffee. I actually don't think I was. I think I had very much of a habit of drinking something warm. Just having that little comforting cup of something warm. Do you know what I mean? That is hot. Yeah, but also for some of the Oculus Quest had a room config where it detects and blocks out walls and chairs, and then you draw a play area on top of it. Oh, but that completely locked off once you enter an application, you can budget to import that, but you'll never get the live updates in game, and the blocking out is really aggressive. Compare that to like the Index or HoloLens, and you can do it live at runtime. Interesting. I do have a VR headset, but I should be honest, I have not used it in a pretty long time. Well, what did I fix? Holy shit, I'm so distraught. Distraught? Is that the correct word here? Very worried or upset? No, that's not what I meant. I think I viewed that as a false coordinate. Distra? Absent-minded, I suppose, was what... Well, this can translate to distraught. Wait, that's confusing. Nervous or upset? Because I don't think that's how we use distra in Swedish. Sorry, I am a little bit of a language nerd, so I do go on these little... Distracted? Yeah, I do go on these little quests to figure out how to actually use a word. I think it's interesting. Inattentive, wait, absorbed, abstracted, unheeding, distraught. Well, here it doesn't give distraught as a synonym. That's a bit confusing. So if you support both, you either have an absolute nightmare of multiple implementations, or you just leave it like half of the features on the ground. Okay. Main thing with the VR is there is stereoscopic rendering interfering, holy shit, that's a mouthful, with screen space effects, holy shit. And you have to handle the physical you desyncing from the virtual avatar nicely, like if you walk through a wall, or if you recenter your position/rotation. Dude, this seems... yeah, it seems like I would have an absolute nightmare trying to do something in like AR or VR. I think even VR would probably be mad confusing for me. Still, no one who can tell any references here in the paintings. I'm trying to see how long it takes for someone in chat to figure out these references. I think one is pretty difficult. I think the other one someone should get at some point. What did I do? Oh, it was regarding the map, right. So now I should be able to immediately click on the painting after closing. I can indeed. However, I can still spam click the map. Yes. Okay, one problem is fixed at least. You gotta be comfortable with linear algebra. Honestly, I think you should have at least passing knowledge of linear algebra for any graphics-related development, or spatial-related, I suppose. Lots of matrix calculation that are reversed from how you normally do them. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm the type of person who's... I don't think I'm shit at math, you know? But I don't think I'm like great at it either. I think... in like development standards, I think I use a lot of quite basic math. It works here. It is actually one of the reasons I'm a bit more scared about 3D as well, because I feel like 3D in general seems like it would be more difficult for me personally. Okay, how do I make the map still block the clicks, but not like stop in the way that it does now? Because I think what happens now is that I trigger this one again, don't I? I once again trigger show map false. So what if I check if the position is not the show position? And then we just return. Because that means that it must be on its way down. Which means you wouldn't be able to do this. To be fair though, you open the map pretty quickly anyway, so we did speed it up quite a bit, so I think that's fine. Like how often are people actually gonna do that? Probably not too often. So I think maybe making it so that this function only works if the map is at the target position. Oh, but that's a float, isn't it? The Captain Coder with the raid. Welcome in, how are you doing? Late for work at a raid and run? No worries, Captain Coder. Have a beautiful stream, thank you very much. Thank you for the raid and good luck with the work. Big shout out to the one and only Captain Coder. Go and check him out if you haven't. If anyone doesn't know of me, I go by Madchirpy and I'm currently developing a point-and-click horror game called Shroud of Gloom. We're also discussing a bit of AR and VR here, which is kinda... seems difficult, that's for sure. The game is currently available on Steam for wishlists. If you think it looks interesting, I would appreciate the wishlist very much. So yeah, it's a point-and-click horror game. Gonna be some puzzle elements, that kind of stuff. We're still relatively early in the development. We have started doing some playtesting and stuff, but yeah, still a lot of like placeholder content. Obviously, I do want to make these rooms on the map actually look a bit better at some point, but it's just for testing purposes. So far though, it's going quite good, I would say. If anyone wants to, I know that Captain Coder recently finished a game jam game called Fans and Feathers. Really impressive for a game jam game. It's like a dungeon crawler with full on like turn-based combat as well. It's pretty damn impressive. I played it a bit on stream, actually quite fun. It's a link again in case anyone wants to check it out. We're trying to fix a bug with the map right now, where you can spam click the map while closing it, which obviously feels a little bit weird, but I think I have a solution for it. I'm pretty sure I do. Show map. Okay, else, this is if you want to hide a map. Like, can we not just check whether the position of the map is at the show position, and if it isn't, then we return? I think that should fix this. Map target position, map transform. So we check if map transform dot local position dot y is it, because the target position is a float, right? Map show position private float, yeah, so that should just be the y value. If this is equal to... no, I want to check if it's not equal to the map show position. That means it must be either on the way up or on the way down. So if that is the case, I would like to, for now, just return. So this should make it so that it's still blocking the glitch, so you can't glitch through the map, but you won't be able to spam it that way. I'm not saying there's nothing you can do without the know-how, only that there's some problems you can't even begin to solve without it. That's true of anything, but I think for most purposes it's not really required unless you want to home roll it. Either way, mathematics. Yeah, I think it's one of them things where, like, you're always gonna have an advantage knowing it, right? Like, I think that's inevitable in some regard. Okay, background should be able to click through immediately after closing. Yeah. Indeed. However, the map I can only click once on, right? But you should still be blocking. So if I double click here, I should not go to the next room. Yeah, I think it works. I think I just accidentally clicked above it. Yeah, I think that works. And I suppose the same thing happens now when I open the map. Like, I won't be able to instantly close it, right? Yeah, so I have to wait for it to actually come up. I think that's fine, though. I think that's fine. Okay, I think this is going to be version 0.1.1. I think I'm only gonna update the major one when we actually have proper new features. Do you know what I mean? What's up, Bjarne? How you doing? Happy Valborg, indeed. Did you know how many countries actually celebrate Valborg? There's quite a few. It's definitely more than I thought it was. Sweden only, mate? Nope. It's another one of these. Apparently other countries have Kub. Apparently other countries celebrate Valborg. Outrageous. Outrageous. I thought this was our stuff. But nope. Apparently not. Valborg is ours. Dude, that's like 7 countries that celebrate it. Look at this shit. Estonia, Finland, Sweden, Czech, Slovenia. I guess Czechia now, right? I think it's called Czechia now in English. Slovenia, Germany, and Åland. Åland is fine. But like, this is way more than I thought it was. Oh yeah, glad Valborg, let's go, detsamma. Åland, yeah, that's Sweden, pretty much. But like, I did not know that this was celebrated in like Czechia, Slovenia, Germany. But Finland, I'm not too surprised. Like, Finland is also like, you know, it's our bro on the other side, you know. Like, it's not too unexpected. But the fact that like Central European countries celebrated it, I had no clue. Honestly, I have no idea what Valborg is really about. Me neither. It seems though to be a bit different, because from what I read, it seems like for us it started as something like... It does start off as a Christian holiday thing, tradition. A German Christian one. But then we also did it to like... The fire thing is to like burn away bad spirits or whatever. But then, you know... It seems in other countries like it's kind of a Labor Day, which I don't think that we would consider it in Sweden. I don't feel like it's labor related whatsoever in Sweden. Because Amisis from Finland said it was basically like a Labor Day. And so did Arthur, who is from Germany. I think though, in the end here, it's mainly just an excuse to get a bit drunk, isn't it? I feel like that's really the case. Maybe do a little bonfire, for the fuck of it. All I know is I get a day off, so I'm happy as fuck about that, for sure. So wait, have you been off today as well? Or is it? Because tomorrow is a red day, as we call it, right? Half day today, let's go. Nice. Yeah, ran on Thursday off, not bad. So yeah, long weekend, let's go. Also klämdag. Lucky bastard. I mean, not that I really had to worry about this. I do this full time. I barely consider it work. I mean, I'm technically working now, but, you know, I enjoy it. The key is why we get the day off, yeah. Dude, I hate phrasing this stuff. What do I say? Map animation should be interrupted by spam clicking it, maybe? Use Copilot? I probably should. Have you tried it? I don't, to be fair, I actually don't use AI a lot for code nowadays. I did very much in the beginning, when I started off learning how to code. But successively, I've like used it less and less, and I feel like now I very rarely actually use like ChatGPT for code. I mainly use it for like, I don't know, get in a shit ton of bad creative ideas to get my own brain thinking, like that kind of stuff, you know? And I'm like, what should I call this thing? Can you give me 200 potential names? Just to get some ideas, you know, that, like that kind of stuff is... And then also sometimes as a fancy way of Googling something. I feel like that's almost mostly what I use it for nowadays. Fuck, should I stop paying? I probably should. I don't know if I use it to the point where it's worth... anyone who uses ChatGPT, but the non-paid version of it, is it still often an issue with not being able to do your prompts or whatever? Does that happen a lot? Oh wait, do you have a set amount per day? Shit, I don't even remember. I use Edge, so I always have it up when browsing and doing data entry. Oh, interesting. Map is fixed. We're not gonna do any refactor now. Map movements could. I use Copilot for free in Visual Studio and in Edge. In Edge you get the GPT experience unlimited for free. Ooh. I don't think I've ever used Edge. That does sound pretty neat though. Do I even have Edge? I probably uninstalled it. You know when you install a new Windows and you have to like clean through all of the applications you get? Holy shit, there's so much bloat on Windows. You can't? Okay, then I should have it. Because I know I removed a shit ton of things when I built this PC. I think I'm pretty good with this. I think I'm pretty good. Let's do one little test run here and then see if we can set up the build and get this up on Steam. Let me... Sorry, just give me 1 second. Okay, I have to go relatively soon though, so we'll see if we can finish this in time, but I think we potentially could. I am a time optimist though, let's be honest. Wait, did I turn on my tooltips? I didn't, shite. Edge opens it even if you remove the shortcuts. Oh, interesting. Oh, the map should not be turned on by default. Let's turn that off. I think the back arrow should be on by default. I think it's gonna... yeah, just it's not gonna trigger anyway. I can't get the arrow here, no. I need to move that fucking toast. I can't be bothered. Maybe I can be bothered. It would take like 30 seconds. I do like the shards here. I think that's a pretty neat little detail. Did I fix this room? I think I did. Oh, but you can't actually open this, can you? Shite. Okay, I know how to fix that. Just gonna make it an unlocked door. We're gonna ad coming up in about 1 minute for any non-subscribers. Thank you very much for your patience. So what we're gonna do is turn off the closed door and then enable the unlocked closed door. Boom, you are now unlocked. Let's see if that works. Yep. Before GitHub Copilot had a free tier, it was all I used, just because it didn't need me to open a tab or log in anywhere. Yeah, that is quite convenient, to be fair. Okay, let me quickly move that toast as well. Map tutorial tip? No, not that one. Open map tutorial tip? Yes. Position Y. Minus... Wait, does this move you up or down? That's down. So minus 30. I think that's fine. Speed run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go like 5 pixels down. So what would that be? 35? Welcome back, people. Thank you for your patience. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. I think that's all of the updates I want to do. Let's check my pre-build checklist. Steam Manager. Wait, I need to do this. Disable Steamworks? Nope. Apply. Should we check the wishlist count? I don't think I've checked today. We got any new wishlists? We have. We are very much closing in on 300 wishlists. We are currently sitting at 285. Thank you so much to everyone who has wishlisted the game. If you haven't, feel free to do so. Would very much appreciate it. Probably the #1 way to support the development. Huge indeed. Okay, that should be done so. Achievements, let's see, build version playtest, achievements enabled, no, that is correct. Steam Manager check. We then have the version manager. Wait, do I need to... apply all, there we go. System settings, version manager, alpha test, show build information. Oh, feedback form. I don't have a new... Should I do a new feedback form for this one? It is fairly easy. I can just duplicate the old one, so at least I separate the answers. Do I make a copy of these? Make a copy, there we go. Shroud of Gloom version 0.1.1, that should be correct. Boom, there we go. New link. Let's just apply all of this. Like so. Version manager, check. Build settings. Development build unchecked, that is correct. Player settings version should now be 0.1.1. Check. Disable Steamworks, check. Initialization, build info, and update log. That's something we need to do. Save this scene. I made a prefab out of my log thing, didn't I? Pretty sure I did. Yeah, this is a prefab indeed. Viewport, update log text, there we go. That looks correct. So now we just have to make sure that this is, we apply this to the override and check so that this shows up in the menu as well. It does indeed. Nice. Okay, we are pretty much sorted then. So I think we should be able to get this up today. However, ladies and gentlemen, I do think you have to end the stream today. Like I said, we do have some plans this evening. So let's see if we can find someone to throw a little raid at. Please stick around for the raid. It does support me as well as another fellow developer. Oh, we have Nerdmind. We have to go to Nerdmind. I recently found out, this is actually quite crazy. Did you guys know that one of the first tutorials I ever watched that actually got me into game development, I found out like a week ago that it was a fucking video made by Nerdmind. And I never realized. Actually kinda crazy. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all of your support. I will be back on Friday. Yeah, back on Friday with some more developments. Don't forget to follow the channel if you've been enjoying the stream. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Let's jump over to Nerdmind. Throw that little chirpy raid in the chat. Also, if you want to connect more with the community, thank you, Strom, you can join the Discord. Last but not least, if you haven't, make sure to go and wishlist Shroud of Gloom on Steam. I hope all of you will have a great rest of your Valborg, as we call it. Have a great rest of your day, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for dropping by, everyone. Cheers.